The bond between a parent and a child is usually something special, right? But with narcissistic parents, this relationship can get twisted by motives that go beyond just love. Narcissists care a lot about how they look to others. They want to keep up a good public image, which can lead to a tricky and harmful relationship with their kids. They treat their children like trophies or objects, not as real people with their own personalities who deserve to grow and explore life on their own terms. To them, kids are possessions they can use however they want. The bond between a parent and a child is usually something special, right? But with narcissistic parents, this relationship can get twisted by motives that go beyond just love. Narcissists care a lot about how they look to others. They want to keep up a good public image, which can lead to a tricky and harmful relationship with their kids. They treat their children like trophies or objects, not as real people with their own personalities who deserve to grow and explore life on their own terms. To them, kids are possessions they can use however they want. Reason 1. The narcissistic parent shows affection for public approval. Narcissistic parents often show love and affection in public. But this is mostly to get admiration and approval from others. My mother did this a lot. At home, she was distant and uninvolved, but in public, she acted like the sweetest, kindest mom. It left me confused, wondering what had changed. That's how it feels to have a narcissistic parent who has this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde side. This creates a trauma bond between the child and the parent. The parent's real goal is to look like they care about their child, not to truly care about the child's happiness and well-being. It's all about appearances. Reason 2. They idealize the toddler stage. Narcissists love it when their kids are very young, especially when they're toddlers. This is when they get a lot of attention and compliments from others about their child. The focus is on the parent's role, not on the child's growth. The love they show during this time is shallow and all about themselves. As a toddler, you can't talk back. Narcissists love this silence. You do what they want, you obey, and that makes them happy. There's no real parent-child relationship. It's more like the child is an object they own. But as soon as you start developing your own personality, they show their true colors. Reason 3. They love control and compliance. As kids grow, especially between the ages of 3 and 15, they're less likely to question authority. During this time, the narcissistic parent finds it easier to shape you into what they want. This might seem like love, but it's really about control. They pick what you study, the school you go to, and even your friends. You don't get to be your own person. You're just an extension of them. If you try to express your individuality or show that you're different from them, you become a problem, and that's when the trouble starts. Reason 4. Their love is conditional. A key trait in the relationship between a narcissistic parent and their child is that their love is conditional. A parent is supposed to love their child for who they are, not just for what they do. But with a narcissistic parent, love is transactional and based on performance. You only get their positive attention when you meet their expectations. If you don't, you get devalued and eventually discarded. Their love is all about what you can do for them. Reason 5. They use children as leverage. A narcissistic parent often uses their child as a tool to manipulate situations or other people. Children end up being in the middle of adult problems, acting as therapists or mediators when they shouldn't have to. They might use you to get back at the other parent, especially if that parent is also a narcissist. You might not even realize you're being used until much later, after the damage is done. They use you to gain control over situations, to show off to others, or to feel like they've achieved something, but they don't see you as a real person. Reason 6. You're used to display a perfect family image. Narcissistic parents have a deep need to look like they have the perfect family. This makes them focus on how their children look, act, and achieve more as a reflection of their own parenting than out of real concern for the child. The scapegoat, who doesn't meet their standards, gets all the abuse and hatred. Reason 7. They create rifts among siblings. A narcissistic parent often favors one child over the others, using the favored child to manipulate and control the siblings. This favoritism isn't about real affection. It's about maintaining control within the family. The favored child becomes a puppet, while the scapegoat, the one who sees what's really going on, is often left to suffer alone. How narcissistic parents gaslight their children. 5 common tactics to watch out for. This episode could focus on how narcissistic parents use gaslighting to confuse and control their children. You could discuss 5 common tactics, like making the child doubt their memories, twisting the truth, or making them feel overly sensitive. The goal would be to help viewers recognize these manipulative behaviors and understand their impact. The silent treatment: why narcissistic parents use it and how it affects their children. This topic could delve into the use of the silent treatment by narcissistic parents as a form of punishment and control. You could explain why they use it, how it affects the child's self-esteem and emotional well-being, and offer advice on how to cope with and heal from this emotional abuse.